Today on Stock Charts in Focus, another big announcement for all of you StockCharts members out there. We've jacked up all of the limits on your account. We're talking chart lists, scans, alerts, multi-chart layouts, and ACP. Everything across the site, all of the numbers around your account have been reevaluated, and we've jacked almost all of them up. So lots and lots to show you today, giving you more storage, more scans, more alerts, more chart lists, all of that good stuff. Now, as part of this, we're also introducing scans and alerts for basic members. So we're going to show you that on today's show. Plus, we've introduced a brand new price alerts engine behind the scenes with an entirely new interface. Makes it easier to create price alerts on the fly for any symbol that you can find around StockCharts. So tons to cover on today's show. Going to be a packed episode. Of course, you know what it is. It's all new. It's all here. It's StockCharts in Focus. All right, my friends, welcome to the show, StockCharts in Focus, our product focus show here on the channel where we dig into the site, dive into the features, show you around the tools, and talk to you about everything that is happening here at StockCharts. A day like today, we've just rolled out something brand new, a big update for all of our StockCharts members, jacking up all of those member limits around the site. That means chart list storage, the number of scans and alerts that you can create, the number of multi-chart layouts that you can create, lots and lots to show you today. This is where we get to announce those types of changes though. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. If you are new to the show, remember we do this every Friday, digging into the site, showing you around everything that's there to help you get more value out of StockCharts than ever before. My name is Grayson Roze. I am the Vice President of Operations here at StockCharts. This is going to be a good episode, probably a little bit of a shorter one because we're just kind of covering what's changed, but we have just rolled out this brand new price alerts feature as part of all these member limit updates that we've been making. So I want to show you how that works. We are going to get into that tool specifically. Behind the scenes, a lot has changed, but also for you, there's an entirely new interface for creating price alerts. Much easier to use, much cleaner, simpler, sharper, and faster. So we're going to show you how that works on today's show. Also jump over to ACP and show you how some of the things have changed over in that new interactive advanced charting platform. So lots to cover on today's show. Let's get right to it. Today, something a little bit different. We are actually going to start on the home page because as I mentioned at the start of the show, we have jacked up all of these member limits. And one of the best places to see that is actually on our homepage. So here on the homepage, I'm going to scroll down through all of the product stuff and get us down to this sort of quick pricing page. Now, a lot of this stuff is covered here, so I want to let everyone know you can go to the homepage and get a quick sense of what's changed here and sort of a quick sense of the three different service levels, basic, extra, and pro. The higher you go up, the more storage you get, the more chart lists and scans and alerts and all that good stuff when you get up to that pro level. But we're actually going to jump over. There's a link here to our compare features and pricing page. This actually takes you to a completely separate page, our pricing page. You notice that you can go to stockcharts.com/pricing to get there. But I wanted to jump over here because this gives you a complete comparison of all the different features, and so we can talk through what has changed, what's new for you. So we're sort of starting on this row here with chart lists. First and foremost, we've actually pumped up the number of charts that you can put into a list. So previously that was 500 charts per list. We've bumped that up now to 1,000 charts per list. I'm really excited about that because I love to use the S&P groups we do at StockCharts as well. The S&P 500 for large caps, the S&P 400 for mid caps, and the S&P 600 for those small caps. You can now put all of those into a chart list. So previously, you could get the 500 and the 400 into a chart list, but you couldn't actually get the S&P 600 into a chart list. Now that has changed. You can actually put all of those stocks into a chart list, all 600 of them, or even start to combine. For instance, I have chart lists where I have the S&P 500 and the S&P 400 together in one list. That obviously adds up to 900. So you can now actually put those into one chart list. So we've first and foremost jacked up the number of charts that you can store per list. If you are a pro user, we've also given you more chart lists. So previously this was 350. We've actually allowed you now to create up to 500 chart lists as a pro member. For scans, we'll just kind of run through this list. The big announcement with scans and alerts is that basic users now get a little sneak peek, a little teaser of those very, very powerful features. We've had a lot of people asking us for that for a long time. So you'll notice that basic users have always had one chart list, but they've actually never had a scan or an alert. We wanted to give basic users a sense of how those tools work, how powerful they are, what you can do with them. So as part of this change, we've actually given basic users now, if you are a basic user at our basic level, we've given you one scan, we've given you one advanced alert, and as we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes, we've actually split out price alerts now. So you actually get 2 price alerts, but those are running in an entirely separate way. So for a lot of you other users, Extra and Pro or what have you, you might be wondering what this next line is here for price alerts, why there are actually 2 numbers for those alert columns now, or alert rows. So like I mentioned, we've actually split out price alerts and advanced alerts. Those are 2 separate things actually running on 2 separate systems now, which is allowing us to do quite a lot more with price alerts. Again, we'll show you that in just a minute. But if you are a basic user, you now get 1 scan, 1 advanced alert, and 2 price alerts. If you are an extra user, you now get 200 custom scans, 100 advanced alerts. That's up from just 10 before. So a huge, huge jump in the number of advanced alerts you can create as an extra user. And as an extra user, you can now create 200 price alerts. So a massive jump up there. Again, advanced alerts and price alerts used to be one thing. So especially for extra users who can now create 100 advanced alerts and 200 price alerts. Previously, it was 10 of both together. So a huge, huge jump there for extra users. We're really excited about that. When we rolled out the new alert engine in ACP feature, the ability to create price alerts over there, a couple of months ago, we had a ton of you asking us for more alerts, more scans, and all that stuff. So happy to deliver on those 2. And then, of course, for our pro users, you have 500 scans now. You have 250 advanced alerts, and you have 500 price alerts. So all of those numbers across the board have jumped up. And again, we are so excited to introduce scans and alerts for basic users as well. Now, continuing down this list into saved multi-chart layouts as well, those numbers have jumped up. So basic users in ACP can create one saved multi-chart layout, can actually create a layout in ACP and then save that to your account, so come back to it later. For extra users, we've jumped that one up to 25, so a big jump there. And for pro users, you can now create and save 50 of those multi-chart layouts in ACP. So a lot of changes here to a lot of these numbers. The storage across the board has jumped up. The one actually that we've also improved, the one that we've also raised, is the number of scan results you can get back. We've actually bumped that up to 2,000 as well. That one's not reflected here, but when you run a scan, previously you were limited to 999 results. We've now bumped that one up to 2,000, so you can actually get 2,000 results back from your custom scans, all your predefined scans, all that good stuff. So lots more to dig through there. Now, again, this is kind of a great overview of how to compare all of the different service levels, including what you get as just a free user of the site. If any of you are watching this and you are a free user of the site, this gives you a sense of kind of what you can do there, but how it also compares to our basic, extra, and pro levels. At the bottom of this, also, you've got pricing, and there's a lot more here. You can also see our data plans, learn more about that. There's a video actually at the top of this page that tells you all about how subscribing to StockCharts really works. So even if you're a member, that video is actually pretty helpful to watch. But you can always go to stockcharts.com/pricing to get access to this and come explore all of the limits that have changed. Now, I am so excited about the new Price Alert Workbench. So let's jump over to there because I want to tell you all about that and everything that has changed. I'm going to go up to the top right corner of this page, and I'm actually going to jump over to your alerts. Now, This takes you to what I like to call the Alert Center, the Your Alerts page, some people call it, or the Alert Summary page. I like to call it the Alert Center, though. This is sort of the homepage, though, for all of your different alerts. So, like I mentioned, we've now split apart price alerts and advanced alerts. Previously, those were running on the same engine, basically, behind the scenes. They were running on the same engine. But we've now actually split them apart, created two totally separate things. And what that's allowed us to do is add a lot more functionality to the way that price alerts are created and what you can do with them. So here on the Your Alert page, you do have two separate blocks. And again, you actually have totally separate numbers now. In my case, I'm a pro user, so I can create up to 500 price alerts and 250 advanced alerts. But when you come to this page, you get a sense of everything that's here. You've also got predefined alerts down at the bottom of the page. But a nice little summary here. We can jump over to the technical alert workbench. And here, what we're now looking at is the brand new price alert workbench. So this page, again, behind the scenes has gotten a major overhaul, but also for you, the interface has totally changed. Some of you might remember using the price alert page previously to create those price alerts. We've given it a total refresh, a total revamp, and it is a lot easier to use. So I'm excited to show you around here. Now, the big change with our price alerts is that we've expanded the way that we're doing them now, sort of breaking them apart from those advanced alerts. We've actually expanded the number of symbols that you can create alerts for. So anything on StockCharts that you can chart, you can now create a price alert for. That wasn't the case previously, but it now is. What that means for you is that stocks, ETFs, indexes, now mutual funds, even things like ratio symbols, if you want to track price of one security relative to another, maybe XLK, the technology sector, relative to the S&P 500, something like that, you can actually create a ratio symbol here in the price alert page and set a price alert for that. So I'll show you how to use this page. Pretty straightforward. You just basically follow these menus. If you wanted to create something like Microsoft, you type in a ticker symbol there, click that. We are automatically going to load the chart of whatever symbol you put in. You can then choose your trigger, whether you want it to be crossing above a specific price or crossing below a specific price. Let's say if Microsoft crosses below, we can enter a custom price here, but we can also use this little menu, this little percent icon menu, to choose specific prices. So let's say if Microsoft crosses below 5% down, you see that we just choose that 5% down, that's automatically going to fill that in. And we can see that chart here, the chart of Microsoft on the screen to just give you a quick little preview. So a nice little easy way if you want specific percentages, or if you want to create your own custom price alert levels, maybe your specific stops that you have in mind, something like that. This is really helpful for that. From there, you can choose your notification type, whether you want to be emailed, whether you want us to text you, or whether you want just a site notification. Here on the price alert page, you can actually select all three of these. If you want all of the notifications across all your devices, you can select email, text, and site notification to get alerted across all those devices. That's pretty much it though. So from there, you'd hit save and save that alert. Nice and easy. Now, as I mentioned, we can create a lot more than just basic stocks or ETFs though. So for instance, I'm going to blank this out here and I'm going to come up to this symbol and I'm going to do, like I mentioned before, XLK relative to SPY. Now this is what we call a ratio symbol. You create that by separating two symbols with a colon, so XLK colon SPY. I'm going to hit enter and enter a price. Now you notice that as soon as I click off of that symbol input, that chart gets updated. So now what we're looking at is a chart of, again, XLK, the technology sector, relative to the S&P 500. So what we can use this to do is set price alerts for price relative. So if you want to track a specific symbol relative to, in many cases, a big benchmark like the S&P 500, that could be a sector ETF, it could be an individual stock that you're watching, anything that you want to chart, you can create one of these ratio symbols here, see that chart for it, enter a price, and we're actually going to track that for you and give you a price alert for price relative. So very, very powerful what you can do here The same concept applies if you want this to be 5% up. You could do crosses above 5% up maybe, or you could just kind of check out this preview and type in a price manually wherever you want. Maybe we want 0.355, something like that. So lots and lots of options here for creating these new price alerts. Again, a totally new engine behind the scenes and a nice new interface. Once you've set this, by the way, all you got to do is click save. Your alert was successfully saved, and you see now it actually fills in that menu right here. So as you can see in my account, I've actually gone in and created for all the stocks that I own, I've created price alerts to help me kind of track things, but super, super easy to come here and create those. And in just a couple of clicks, you can create them. And of course, now with all these big new numbers, you can create tons of these. Makes it really, really easy to track everything that you want to keep an eye on. Now, we're going to jump over to ACP in just a minute because I want to show you how this works over there. We've actually made price alerts even more powerful in ACP. It's even easier to set these kinds of price alerts. Before we do that, though, I do want to jump over to the advanced alert page. We've given this page a light refresh, not quite as in-depth as the price alert page, but a couple of things have changed. We've cleaned up the page quite a bit, made it faster, easier to use, a little more user-friendly here. So it looks pretty similar, but a few things have changed if you've got a really picky eye. The big one that I wanted to mention, though, is this menu right here. So as we were showing on the price alert page, you can actually choose multiple notification methods, whether you want email, text, or site notification. We've brought that same functionality over to the advanced alert page. So when you're creating one of these advanced alerts, you can click to choose which of these options you want. But if you hold down the shift key, you can actually do sort of multi-selection in this menu. So if you want to be alerted across a bunch of these, you can actually just hold down that shift key and choose the options that you want right here. So a nice little way to create sort of multi-alert methods for your advanced alerts. Wanted to mention that. Beyond that, a couple of things have changed on this page, but we don't have to run through all of those today. Mostly these menus down below and things, we've sort of cleaned up the page, made it run a little faster, a little better for you. So hopefully you enjoy the changes that we've made on the advanced alert workbench in addition to that price alert workbench. Now, I want to jump over to ACP, our new advanced platform, because especially when we're talking about something like price alerts, again, this is sort of the standalone price alert page. If you've got a specific price in mind, you kind of know what it is, you've been tracking things, you can jump over here and create a price alert from here. But we also have the ability to create price alerts right within ACP. So let's jump over to ACP. I'll pull up a chart of Microsoft here. Here we go. We are now in our new interactive advanced charting platform, ACP. I know we've been talking about this a lot on the show, a lot around the site, on StockCharts TV, and in the newsletter, everywhere around all of our content. We've been talking a lot about ACP for the last year since it came out. But if you're not familiar with it, totally new, an interactive, sort of advanced way to chart the market, a true platform. We really have brought everything into one place. So you've got tons and tons of indicators, you've got plugins, but you've also got things like the market summary built right into this page over on the right side. You've got things like the scooter reports and the ticker cloud. All of that is right here within ACP. So it is a true platform, more of a destination. You don't actually have to leave it. You've got all your chart lists, and you've got things like scans. So when we're talking about the new scan numbers, you can run more scans than ever before, get more results back than ever before. You can actually run scans right within ACP. So you come over to the scan menu, select any of your custom scans, hit run, and there you go. We're running scans right in ACP. From here, we can simply click to get a chart of that symbol. We can start to flip through the scan results. Really, really powerful stuff. So scans with those new numbers, those new limits, even more powerful here in ACP. But the other one that's even more powerful is price alerts. So let's do something like, for fun, we'll do Yeti. We'll make this a 1-year chart of Yeti. Now, Yeti's interesting because it's been trending nicely, but it did have this sort of brief window of consolidation at the start of the year. So we're going to use that as a demonstration of our price alerts feature here in ACP. When you come over to the left side of the platform, at sort of the bottom, you see that little bell. That's the indicator to say the create alert menu, sort of the create alert icon. When you open that up, you'll notice that we have a left-hand sidebar for creating alerts right within ACP. So again, you can now create more alerts than ever before, but you can also create alerts on more symbols than ever before for those price alerts. It's super, super simple here in ACP. When you open up this Create Alert panel, you've got similar menus here. You can choose your trigger, whether you want crossing above or crossing below. Let's say you wanted crossing below. Now you can manually enter a price, but the cool thing that we've built into ACP is when I hover over this chart, you notice that the crosshairs are turned on. I've got that horizontal and vertical line indicating right where my cursor is. So when you're in ACP and you open up this Create Alert panel, you can actually just click on the chart to set an alert at that specific price. So for instance, here's sort of the top of that consolidation range. And what's interesting is we can see that Yeti made a big move up and out of it back in, what was that, April, and then retested that actually just a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago, actually. So that seems like a really important level for Yeti. Again, sort of struggled with it, made a breakout above it, came back from the top to test it. So if Yeti breaks down below that level, I want to really be aware of that. So I've got my trigger set to crosses below. I'm hovered over the chart right where I want. Now all I got to do is click, and you can see that over on that left side of the screen, if you caught it, we've got a little green indicator that pops up that says price entered, and I've now got that price exactly where I clicked right in here. Again, I can choose my notification type, so maybe I don't want text message, I can turn that one off, but maybe I want email and a site notification. And from here, all I got to do is hit save, and that alert has now been saved to my account. So setting price alerts in ACP even easier than on that standalone Workbench. I'm finding this is fantastic, especially like I mentioned, I have alerts set for all of the individual stocks that I own, and it's really nice to come over to ACP, just sort of pinpoint those levels by hovering over the chart, give it a click, and you're off to the races. Creating price alerts really couldn't be easier in ACP. So really exciting stuff, and now of course you can create more than ever before, so you can really start to go nuts, create price alerts for everything in your portfolio. Again, a fantastic monitoring tool. That's really how I like to think of them. Also, a fantastic tool if you're stocking new trades and you want to sort of wait around for a specific entry. This makes it really easy to do that type of thing. So, again, all of the limits have changed here in ACP as well. So the same concept applies. I want to mention that as well. The same concept applies with your chart list. You now have more chart list storage than ever before. If you're a pro member, you can now create more chart lists in ACP than ever before. And of course, we also have our multi-chart layout capabilities here in ACP, creating fantastic, big, beautiful multi-chart layouts. For instance, here's a sample layout for intermarket analysis, all of the different asset classes on one view. You can now save more of these layouts to your account than ever before. So we've got our sample layouts, but you can see at the top of this panel, I've also got all of my saved layouts. I've gone nuts here. I got a ton of saved layouts in my account. I love playing around with all these different layouts in ACP. But of course, you now can create and save more of those in ACP than ever before. So I know we covered a lot, ran around a whole bunch of different places on the site, but hopefully this gives you a good sense of what's changed, what you can now do more of as a StockCharts member. Super excited to have the scans and alerts functionality introduced for basic members. So if you are a basic member, remember you can now go create a custom scan, save that to your account, start to play around with our alerts features as well, advanced alerts and price alerts. So powerful stuff there. For extra members, so many more price alerts than you've ever been able to create before, and advanced alerts and scans, all of that good stuff. So definitely go have some fun playing around with that new interface for price alerts. Or if you jump over to ACP, I think you'll find that that's actually the easiest way to create price alerts, a fantastic tool. I'm really finding that the streamlined workflow there of creating price alerts in ACP is just beautiful. So if you're an extra member, go explore that. Pro members, of course, you guys get a ton already, but you get even more now with more chart lists, more scans, more alerts, all of that good stuff. So tons and tons for you to explore. Hopefully you've had some fun walking through a couple of different areas around the site, maybe some things that you haven't seen before. Again, go check out ACP, go explore and enjoy all of these new limits. I want to remind you, we do this show, StockCharts in Focus, every Friday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also up on our YouTube channel after the live show airs, and the new on-demand platform at stockchartstv.com. So tons of ways to watch. But join me every Friday for new episodes of Stock Charts in Focus. Again, our mission here on this show is just to help you get more value out of the site, show you around different things, show you around areas of the site and tools and features that you might not have seen before. Make sure that you know everything that's there, because there is a ton here at Stock Charts. As a member, you get access to so many things. And we always love showing off tips, tricks, shortcuts, that kind of thing on this show. My name is Grayson Roze, Vice President of Operations here at Stock Charts. Thank you again for joining me on this week's edition of Stock Charts in Focus. I will see you very soon for another episode, but until then, chart on, my friends.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.